The next speaker is Paul's son Ben, who has spent 30 years living and surfing with Dad. Along with Josh, he has even slept with Dad during the final stages when he was delirious and waking up and quoting random prescription dosages. He's since been able to get enough rest to say a few words.
Okay, so a lot of you here know my dad through surfing, through sharing the surf with him over the years. Almost without fail, he would be out there every morning. If it was flat, he would swim, but if there was even the slightest hint of a wave, he would be surfing. Never a macho surfer that felt he deserved more waves than others for being a local. He loved sharing the surf, and that often meant sharing waves, which others might consider dropping in. This, however, was never his train of thought, as I asked him about it after having him drop in on me many times and getting quite frustrated. He simply replied, as if it was obvious, that he was just sharing the wave with me, and insinuated that I should be happy to be sharing it with him. I guess the idea of someone owning a wave didn't make much sense to him. From then on, I never minded sharing waves with my dad. Either that, or I would just let him take the first wave, and I would take the next one. He loved dolphins and whales, and would excitedly wake me up in the morning whenever they were around, barging into my room, hollering about it and hooting with excitement, then running up and down the hallway, informing the rest of the family, hooting all the while. The thrill of them never got old to him, and his enthusiasm was infectious. Within minutes, he would have everyone in the house out on the balcony enjoying the show. He always did feel that he had a deep spiritual connection to the whales and dolphins. The ocean was always a major love of my dad's, in particular Tamarama Beach, which he fell in love with at an early age. He once showed us kids some Super 8 footage of Tamarama that he had taken as a 20-something-year-old. And while we watched, he told us how he always wanted to live in Tamarama and would often come here to surf with his brothers on wooden surfboards any chance they got. It was his favourite beach then, and I don't think it really ever changed. His love of the ocean fueled... Oh shit. Sorry, hang on. His love of the ocean... Oh, sorry. His love of the ocean fueled a need to travel the world looking for waves, as most surfers do. Any holiday he went on, unless it was a ski holiday, had to incorporate surfing in some way. It was always surfing with a side of exploring. The idea of travelling somewhere without surf was ridiculous to him, and he would often let us know this, laughing at the very idea of us. This suited us, his kids, just fine, and he often took us on family holidays up and down the east coast of Australia, to Indonesia and also Hawaii, for which we were greatly appreciative. The only non-ski related surf trip we ever did was a drive to Uluru and back, a magical trip where we camped in dried riverbeds and sang loudly in his old van to old classics. He really did love to sing, and any criticism he received only encouraged him to sing louder and worse, until every one of us was begging him to stop, and this always amused him greatly. He was an adventurer, never really planning too far ahead, and often seeing where the road took us, enjoying whatever that may be. I will always be grateful for these adventures, not just for the memories, but for the sense of adventure they ingrained in me. The idea that it's not the destination, but the journey. He is gone now on the greatest adventure of all, and I'm sure wherever he is having as great a time as he always managed to have. My father, a free spirit forever and always, I will always love you, and I look forward to meeting you again, wherever it may be.
Paul Fitzgerald's pharmacy has been serving Bondi for 39 years. I've enjoyed reading the tributes from customers, including one who remembered buying his first condom from Dad. On behalf of the family, we thank you, and we hope you had a chance to use it. former employee of the pharmacy, I always admired our dad treated everyone with the same friendliness and respect. Whether it was a methadone addict collecting their syringes, or a lawyer or politician collecting their syringes. At one stage, he wondered why he was getting so many gay customers. I suggested it might have something to do with the big rainbow he painted on the front window. So, well, it's great for business and they're really friendly. I want to acknowledge all the pharmacists who've kept the shop going, and especially Dad's loyal assistant, Eva Bartashik, who's been his loyal assistant for the last 21 years. 21 years. I also congratulate Eva for being with Paul longer than all of his ex-wives put together. The pharmacists have been kind enough to put together some recollections of Dad, which will be read out by Anna Fried and Eva.
Paul was always willing to help others. For more than a generation at his Bondi pharmacies, where his zest for life and his humour charged the atmosphere, Paul Fitzgerald was an advisor, a friend and a special presence in his customers' lives. As the little daughter of one of his customers said, his pharmacy was the good feel shop. For us, his staff, Paul's liveliness, his positivity and his wonderful laid-back outlook made working with him and for him a special experience. We miss you, Paul.
Okay, that will be short too. Paul and I worked together for more than 20 years, and all this time we remained friends, growing closer over the years. If I looked to Paul for advice, he would never tell me what to do, but instead he would ask me the right questions and say the right things to help me decide for myself what was best. I can honestly say that there are only few people who have walked into my life and changed it forever. My husband, my kids, and Paul. I really enjoyed working with him and being around him. He was my boss and my best friend. He taught me that the most important part of life is the people in it. I will be grateful for his teaching forever. Paul, I love you, I miss you. You have graced my life more than you ever know. God bless. Thank you.
Yeah, we've got another song coming up, quite popular with the men. Dad was a big Rod Stewart fan and he liked the spirit of this song. Sailing, I am sailing home again, across the sea. I am sailing stormy waters to be near you, to be free. I am flying like a bird across the sky. I am flying, passing high clouds to be near you, to be free. Can you hear me? Can you hear me through the dark night far away? To be free. you.